The Trojan War was probably my favorite part about this movie, and I think that's a huge problem. The actual Odyssey are the events that come after the war. So my favorite scene technically wasn't even part of the Odyssey. Does that tell me something about the movie? I think it shows that the Trojan War really just had way more energy and intensity than the rest of the movie and the actual journey, which would sometimes feel way less exciting. If my favorite part of the movie, called the Odyssey, is something that happens before the Odyssey, I think that's worth mentioning and considering for rating this film. And don't get me wrong, this movie is absolute eye candy. It was visually incredible, massive scale, and it actually felt like a proper cinematic event. But I do not think this movie had enough emotional weight to match the visuals. It was a beautiful movie, but I wanted the story to feel more raw and emotional. I had some critiques for the actual Odyssey events as well, where I thought it was lacking from the original in some areas, which I will go in depth on. When I say the movie felt too emotionally flat, I felt like Odysseus' punishment wasn't really presented as a punishment. The crew going insane could have been much more interesting, and I wanted to see more of the psychological consequence of breaking Zeus's law in the war more plainly than what we were shown. Maybe I'm just used to being spoon-fed the same trauma message from Nolan's past films, but I still think the Odyssey could have been deeper emotionally. Instead, the events felt like cameos rather than punishments. The events were visually appealing, but I still wanted to see more psychological torment.